Good evening. My name is Arami Walker, and I am a musician, an author, and an educator here in Seattle. And tonight we will be discussing a concept of what is American art, particularly who is showcased and what is considered the face of American portraits and American artistic creations. So I'd actually like to begin with a quote by James Baldwin. "Rage can only with difficulty and never entirely be brought under the domination of the intelligence, and is therefore not susceptible to any arguments whatever. Rage cannot be hidden. It can only be dissembled." So the notion of America, the notion of an American identity, the notions of faces of America is an intersubjective reality. And it only exists if we all collectively believe in who we are as a people. Ideally, we are a beautiful, diverse culture, exhibiting all different skin tones, all different creations, all different dances and movements. The notion of preservation, of archiving, of aesthetic beauty, of title is within every single culture. The issue present today is that some people's will to preserve their identity and their ego is superseding the collective whole. It is superseding our connection to the earth and to each other. This woman is a contemporary woman, an indigenous woman who is in indigenous garb of the Muckleshoot tribe. And what I have learned from indigenous people as an American is we must live in reciprocity with each other, that we must deeply heal the wounds that we have created on this earth and to each other. Traditionally, museums and libraries are cultural hubs that archive people of specific titles, specific forms of beauty and color, symbolism, tradition, and culture. But the notion of the internet, continually archiving every single day, the notion of our faces, our bodies, has created a consumerist culture that has caused many people in America to feel extremely insecure. Women are pressured to feel beautiful, to feel perfect every single day. So what I've learned from indigenous femininity is that true beauty comes from within you and your connection to your unique path, your connection to the people around you. And for this reason, I believe that this woman in her dance and in her leadership has been preserved as an American face, not as history, but as a contemporary American. I believe that this man, his title of being a doctor sometime in 1772, was preserved for us to reflect on white masculinity, the notion of preserving this, and at what cost. And perhaps we are exhibiting a doctor because this is the identity that does not need coddling. It needs deep healing. There is a discourse of white guys and what they do. and their intentions and their apathy. But if we are to continue as a human race, if we are to continue to have an earth, there must be healing, and there must be compassion. And so maybe this was preserved not to remember him for his wealth and his beautiful attire, but to remember that white males who do serve their community and who do heal and who do uplift women and people of color are the most crucial in continuing our identity as Americans. This is a beautiful portrait of an African American male from Harlem, and he is positioned as a Portuguese saint of something that we have lost. A Portuguese saint of the oppressed. And it is my contention that maybe what we have lost is our compassion towards women, towards people of color. And the symbols on his jacket reflect the resilience of African American males, of African American people. And so I, as a contemporary woman, I'd like to offer, instead of rage, instead of my anger for how sometimes males treat women in this earth, I offer forgiveness, and I offer forgiveness, and I offer love and compassion for what we have lost. Because we cannot be perfect every day, and we cannot be beautiful for you every day. And the earth cannot continue. There's no more land to colonize. There's no higher number that you can identify with. There's no nicer car that you can have. So this is the American identity. And you may be wondering, where is the black skin? I stand between both of these people as a mixed race individual. But I deeply identify with my will as both an African American woman and a Caucasian American woman, to uplift traditionally marginalized people. And I would like to offer a quote from Stranger in a Village, and I would like to offer a portrait of James Baldwin, who is actually, his words are on exhibit 2 doors down. And I would like to read this: "For they have been preserved for their depth and their beauty. In this long battle, a battle by no means finished, the unforeseeable effects of which will be felt by many generations, the white man's motive was the protection of his identity. The black man was motivated by the need to establish an identity. And despite the terrorization which the Negro in America endured and endures sporadically until today, despite the cruel and totally inescapable ambivalence of his status in this country, the battle for his identity has long ago been won." I'd like to introduce an Oromo American filmmaker who has inspired me with her themes and her ideas for creating films in America. for being an artist who would like to contribute to American art and to add one more face to this group of Americanness. Bertwocane.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Bertwocane. I am an Oromo writer, filmmaker, specifically a director and producer. My passion is about telling complex stories that center Black people, specifically Black women. And my creative mission centers on telling stories that reveal the inner lives of Black women and all of our complexities. And this is for the purpose of making sure we're shown in our fullness and not reduced to stereotypes or one-dimensional portrayals. My current film that I'm working on is called It's Okay, and it follows a Black woman as she goes through a journey of learning how to receive love and also how to give love back. And it has 3 major themes. One of it, the first one is self-worth and identity as the Black character grapples with feelings of unworthiness shaped by societal standards. She has to figure out what love is and how to accept love for herself. The second one is vulnerability and intimacy. It explores the risk of seeking love and connection while revealing one's true self fully. And the third one is acceptance. The main character seeks acceptance in a world that often denies her humanity. We're filming the short film in the spring, and hopefully it'll be out by sometime in the summer. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I really look forward to our evolution as a culture. And I believe that ideally, the American people and what it means to be American can be a collaborative and deeply meaningful, deeply compassionate, and loving country. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate the Seattle Art Museum for giving me this opportunity as a speaker and as a creator, and I hope you guys enjoy the What is American Art exhibit. Thank you.